right, so today we have a very exciting episode on our challenge. And the point is, we have desired to move our 1,000 to our 10,000 within a space of 12 months. But surprisingly enough, trading consecutively and then observing our capital and observing risk management, and then withdrawing some of our profits for, one or two things and accounting for losses, we have reached more than half on our challenge in our 4th month. You don't want to miss this. Stick around and I'll be right back.
Income streams, they start to flow. From determination, they grow.
So trading on the stock market sometimes can be really overwhelming, but whilst you are trading and as a beginner trader, sometimes you run into certain mistakes and you run into certain losses where you find it very difficult to recover. But like I have told you, and as I have always explained, I remember last video that I spoke about we creating a side account beside our trading account where we could have some little monies pushed in there in case we run out of cash on our capital. Well, a lot of people do not know this, but the point is, on the stock market, you can run into several things that will leave you cashless. And there are opportunities that you can no longer take advantage of. And so I want to say that even no matter what happens, we should be able to run with $1,000 and then move that $1,000 to a point where we can trade very comfortably. And I started making this challenge in January where I said that we want to drive $1,000 to 10,000 in a space of 12 months. And after the 12 months, we want to drive that same 10,000 to 25,000 where we can trade without having limitations of the PDT rule, which means that you can have the, liberty to trade as many as you want to trade from Monday to Friday and making your profits daily. In today's episode, we are more than half of our challenge to reaching our 10,000. And that is why I'm so excited. And that's why you see me in my car, because it is possible. All right. We trade consecutively and we do not take, a whole chunk of percentage of our capital to trade. You understand? So you would want to stick around and then follow some of these episodes and gradually build your account to that point where you can trade without any limitations. If you are new to the channel, I want to say that you may want to subscribe to the channel for some of these tips and tricks that we'll be sharing here. But of course, if you don't want to subscribe, I am happy that you have come on this video and then you are taking a listen. For those who have been here, my well builders, I want to say that continue to like any video that you find value in it, and then continue to leave your questions and then comments, and I'll be glad to have them. The secret to trading consistently on the stock market is cash. Think about it. If you don't have cash and you go into the market, let's say you enter into a place like Amazon, you may see a lot of things, a lot of, items that you have so much wanted and desired to have. But what you need to take that item to your house is cash. Any market that you enter into and you want to take advantage of the opportunities there, either you want to buy or you want to sell, you can do that without cash. So with the stock market. And that is why I'm particular about we having money available all the time so that we can take our trades, so that we can take our opportunities and maximize our profits. So without much ado, I want to run you through the month of April, where we have achieved this milestone, for us to look at what we have done differently that have taken us to this point. Right. So let's dive down into the chart, my Excel sheet, and then we're looking at the entire training month of April and what we have been able to do and how we have brought our account to. Yeah, so we are here on our Excel sheet and we are looking at our 4th month of trading, which is April. And as I said, this month of April, we have moved from week 1 to week 2 to week 3 to week 4, and we have closed the account. We have closed our month with more than half of our target of reaching $10,000, moving it from $1,000. So week 1, we ended the last month with 4,000. After our withdrawal, we ended with 4,224.32 cents. And with our consecutive trading, we have not increased our trading capital. We are still using our fixed figure of 371, and then we have made the same profit of 111. So if we come to add our profit of this today plus that of our capital, then we get to 4,335.62 cents, and then we take our trade using the same amount, and then the third day, which is our last day of trading in the week, and then we have ended our account with 4,558.22. Then we move to our 2nd week in April, and then we take the same trades. We have not increased anything. We are still making our 30%. And then let me see what has happened here. Looks like some of my sheets are hiding, but here is actually 30%. This is what we are making. All right. Okay, so let me expand the sheet so that we can have our 30% visible. Yes, so we go to the 2nd day, the same 30% we make on our 371, and we get our 111, and then we go to our 3rd day of 2nd week of April, and then at the end of the 2nd week, we bring our account to 4892.12 cents. Then we look at our week 3, which we have started with the same amount we closed with in week 2, and with the same amount making our 30%. You see, somebody may say that, okay, so isn't 30% on the higher side? Well, you could say that, but even all said and done, you can make 20%. Sometimes, personally, 30% is just a quick move that I can make. You get it? And if I am training you and we are looking at how we are trading consecutively, 30% is an easy make. All right? So we have our target, and that is why we have accounted for losses, we've accounted for withdrawals, and we have made provisions for risk management, So 30% is a cool make, all right? So we are going with 30%, and of course, there may be times that looking at the market, if you can't make 30%, you can just close with any amount that you have gotten, either 20%, 15%, and then just take your profit and then you run away. Then the following day, you're looking at 30%, but you could make 40 or 50. Right. So to be on average, I have put 30% for that. Okay. So after week 3, we close our account with 5,226.02 cents. And we're looking at our last week, which is week 4. And week 4, we start with what we close with at week 3, trading with our 371, making our 30%, making the same profit, and then at the end of the week, we have closed with 5559.92. Which brings us to more than half of our target, but you know it that April is not even half of the month. So if I'm telling you that we can drive our 1,000 to 10,000 in a space of 12 months, I am not exaggerating. And looking at even if we are making 5559 in the 4th month, then it means that in the 8th month, we are going to make double that. So 8 is it August? So August we would have made, let me multiply this by 2. Okay. So this by 2, and we have 11,119.8. So think about it. Now we still have 4 months to trade. You get it? So the 4 months that we still have to trade, and that means that 4 months, if we use 4 months to make 5,559, okay, then if we are looking at the additional 4 months that are left, then we are likely to make this amount. And if we add all to it, then let me add and let's see what that comes up at the end of the year. Okay, so let's look at it here. Now, at the end of April, this is what we have come up with. We have made our 5559.92, and so another 8 months would have given us that amount times another 4 months would have given us this amount times 2. That will give us $11,119.8 in our account in our 8th month. Supposing we don't withdraw, all right? We don't withdraw and we still account for the losses as we did. Because if you look at the 4th, we look at how we move from month 1 to month 4, we skip a whole of 1 week to account for losses and anything that could have happened to reduce our capital. Right. So here I'm saying that if we are looking at 4 months giving us 5559, so excuse me, then we are looking at the additional 4 months. That will be, so in August we would have made 11,000. So September, October, November, December, we would have made another 5559.92 in addition to what we have made. And then at the end of the year, our 12 months would be having $16,679.8 in our account. So when I say that we are driving 1,000 to 10,000 in 12 months, then we are moving that 10,000 to $25,000 in another 12 months to bring our account to a point where we can trade without having issues with the PDT rule, which means you can trade, as many times that you want to trade throughout Monday to Friday. Then this is what I am talking about. So just imagine if we are going to do this same thing for the next 12 months, right? Then it means that we're going to have the 16,000 times 2, accounting for losses, accounting for withdrawals, and then we're going to have 30 watts. Okay, let me expand this so that we can see it well. Let me increase this. So we are going to have this amount in 24. Let me put that in orange. So we're going to have this amount in 24 months. Okay, let me just put some comments somewhere to make these figures a bit separable, right? Good. So we are going to have this 34,359 as our money in the account, in our trading accounts. You get that? Okay, let me do this. Why is this? How do I do this? How do I do this? How do I do this? Okay. Awesome. So you have it there. All right. So this is why I say making money trading on the stock market is not a big deal. It takes a little bit of dynamism, it takes a little bit of strategy, and it has everything to do with learning, executing, experiencing, and then becoming better every day. Look, you can't condemn yourself for making consistent losses, and so because of that you want to run out of the stock market. No. But if you are determined to build your wealth using the stock market as your platform, you could do that consistently and conservatively with one of these strategies. And that is the challenge that I pose to you people. I want to say that if you find any value in this lesson today, you want to leave your comments for me, you want to leave your questions, and then you want to like the video. All right. Until we meet on the next one, where I am showing you how we are going to further, expand on this strategy and then take it to an exponential stage. You don't want to miss it. Stick around.
Start with nothing, start today. Learn to hustle, find a way. Brick by brick you build it right. From the morning through the night. Dreams are growing step by step. Every fall a future pep. No experience, just a heart. That's the way you got to start.